Greetings, beloveds, and welcome back. This is Miracle Manifestation and Money Matters Monday. Thank you so very much for tuning in whenever you tune in. This session is going to be a little bit different than usual. We're going to be touching a bit on consciousness unfolding. Consciousness unfolding for this week. Hence, the meaning of the combination of everything that is here on display with the conscious thinker and the rose, as well as turning worry into wisdom. And incorporating pink tourmaline into our daily life. The fascinating thing with this tourmaline is that it can be incorporated into so many different things, strategically placed around our home or workspace to promote emotional, physical, and spiritual well-being. Even for those who believe that this type of work is, in their mind, allegedly fake spirituality. 222 on the timer. Let's say a bit of an invocation. Before we move along. From the point of love within the heart of God, let love stream forth into our hearts. May love increase on earth. From the point of love within the heart of God, let love stream forth into the hearts of men. May Christ return to earth in Christ's consciousness. Love is an energy which must reach our hearts and bring about in humanity the duality of loving understanding. That is what is expressed when love and intelligence are brought together. That great transmitting agency of love to every form in divine manifestation. And behind all outer appearance, the motivating power of the universe is love. This love is neither sentiment nor emotion. It is the will to do good of the whole. Love is the welding of the force which guides the worlds and which leads to the integration, unity, and inclusiveness, and which impels every energy itself to action. It is the magnetic radiatory energy which holds the planets in their orbit. It is loving understanding. This loving understanding is needed as a basis for human rights, and humanity is challenged by the guiding forces of the world to establish right human relationships in the world of form. This need brought the Christ to earth, in fact the embodiment of love and of that loving understanding. From the center where the will of God is known, let purpose guide our wills. the purpose which the masters know and serve. From the center which we call humanity, let the plan of love and light work out, and may it seal the door where living backwards dwells. Let light and love and power restore the plan on earth. So it is, so it is, so it is. All right. So this is the Wild Unknown Archetypes deck. And we are going to just do one full shuffle. Whatever comes out, comes out. And that will be the signifying insight and teachable moments for the duration of this session. Bringing in at least one other deck to invoke more wisdom and more manifestation throughout this week. All right, here we go. One full pass. Ooh. Okay, we are about 3/4 of the way there now. Alright, that was one full pass. So, we will go self. Alright, there we go. In that order. And here we go. So, as you can see, the first card to come out is the Self. And then we'll do like a what's to be, how would I say this? Hidden attributes that will be beneficial for manifestation and consciousness unfolding for this week. Witnessing and accepting new aspects of self. And it's interesting that I said that the next two cards are going to be hidden attributes being brought to the surface that will be beneficial this week. The Self is the central abiding container, the awareness of the infinite universe of possibilities. When this card appears, it's a call to step back in to witness consciousness, to observe yourself navigating the world. Ask yourself, am I the stew or am I the chef? In most situations, our ego draws us into the cauldron where we swirl, spin, and smolder in chaos. Yet the Self is a graceful culinary dancer, watching, waiting, observing, as the spectrum of ingredients become the flavor of our life. Look in the mirror for 30 seconds or more and attempt to see the you behind the you. And there is also a side note that if this card is perplexing for you, you are on the right track. It challenges us to expand our sense of identity beyond the little self, and the ego resists such movement. So, Let's just see what needs to be brought to the surface. Hidden attributes to guide the collective in no longer playing small. We'll just put it that way. And the second card out is the Forest. The Forest. Before going into the guidebook, I'm picking up on that need, that necessity to go deeper, to be willing to go into the darker recesses of your forest, your inner world, to find the pearl, to address the irritant, the attachment that actually created what is alleged to be a perceived flaw, but in all actuality, there is a pearl of wisdom through your journey and experiences that can only be yours as you become more polished. But to become more polished and more seasoned, you have to be able to be willing to unplug from the matrix and get out in nature more. And this is where you find our Creator. This is where you find you as you connect more deeply with our Creator, our creature teachers, our plant teachers. All of it is our ways of Creator connecting with us through the plants, the animals, other people. To brave the forest will polish the pearl. Yes. To step outside of the norms and seek out adventure. The great archetypal forest requires we spend at least one night frightened for our life. Ooh, this is giving rainforest initiation vibes, or just forest initiation vibes anyways. Like just going and completely unplugging and spending, we'll just say, an entire 24-hour cycle out in nature even. Some of you are actually going to be doing some form of initiation this coming week. And I'm hearing polar bear party, but not the irresponsible sort where you go out and build a fire in the snow and partake in dangerous substances. That's not what I mean at all. Any of these initiations can be done without necessarily being required to consume anything. Besides what comes through to you through your own personal connection with Source. A little fear, a little enchantment, perhaps losing your way, perhaps discovering a secret mystical treasure. And now I'm getting braving it out to navigate both your inner landscape and your external landscape. Being willing to get a little lost or to go on an adventure without a map or a compass and just be free, but also without fear. Whether you're going inward or outward, external. Just, be careful. Although the forest requires that we enter it and that we be open to being lost in it, there is an air of caution about a trickster energy and entanglements. But also equally present are, we'll just say, the light and the connections that can be found amongst the trees. Whether literal or imaginal, brave the forest and get lost getting found. So being open and, to new adventures and new connections. But like I said at first, look, at least one of you tuning in is going to be having some form of formal initiation of some kind of ceremony that you are a part of or will be attending. And I'm not talking about any kind of cult or anything like that. No, not at all. This is something well organized and for your benefit. Beautiful. But a lot of you will also be spending some time going inward so that you can be open to discovering even more hidden attributes, beneficial hidden attributes. Ooh, we have the Destroyer in reverse. There has been some unwillingness to some degree to rebuild. The interesting thing about a cultured pearl is that you can take a nucleus and implant it like golden nuggets of wisdom, and that pearl will gradually form. And it can be in any array of colors, shapes, sizes, as well as significance. What is important here is the authenticity that you discover within yourself by willing to navigate and just trust Source and your guides to be your map and compass from within. But there is also this degree of contraction and like a tearing down, a shedding, like peeling an onion. There's going to be some tears involved when you peel and cut an onion. But in a figuratively speaking manner here, let's take a closer look at this card. There's like a wolf in the background. So it's, to me, it's like it's like one of your more assertive selves saying, it's time for you to embrace impermanence and step outside of your comfort zone even more, because if you stay within that comfort zone for too long, it will start to crumble around you. And not a lot of manifestation actually occurs when we are caught up in that comfort zone. Some of you may be struggling and dealing with a little bit of stagnancy type of feels this week. But this isn't the like homewrecker type of energy. This is more of the crumbling of an old paradigm, an old self that has to be shed in order to make way and hold space for those hidden attributes that you discover within yourself when you're willing to navigate with just Source as your compass. To a degree, it's also like, it's not just surrendering to the forest, it's surrendering to Source. Being willing to temper the ego and hand certain situations over completely. And invoke it's not your truth as in like your truth versus somebody else's truth, but it's the truth, but it's from within you, your golden nuggets of truth and wisdom. being transformed from the worry into wisdom. Facing the ego, going deeper. Facing your fears and being willing to, again, try new things and be more adventurous, but also with childlike wonder. Like this, I guess you could say, tower moment of sorts is not the kind that's meant to completely wreck you. No. It's like a crumbling that is occurring to clear the old debris, to make way for the new that you discover by being willing to embrace that adventure, both innerly and externally. Every act of creation is first of all an act of destruction. Necessary yet sometimes painful work to do. Just like I said about peeling the onion, it's going to bring some tears. But just know those tears are temporary. And they're light tears. Again, this week is about embracing the adventure of self-discovery with childlike wonder. It's not anything to be afraid of. Just be aware of the wolves in sheep's clothing as well this week. There's this part of you that wants certain things to end anyways. It's already a spark within you that has been realized. Now you get to go deeper to bring out even more. Transforming this spark into a full spectrum prism of golden nuggets that can only come from you in this lifetime. You're gonna end up having to, again, rebuild in some way. But it's for your benefit. This is like an indirect blow of some kind. Perhaps even a situation that isn't even personally related to you in entirety, where it's like a second party type of situation that starts out as someone else's experience, but then it invokes a new adventure and experience for you. Okay, we're already almost 30 minutes in, so I am going to reach now for the Mystical Shaman Oracle for some closing messages on this Miracle Manifestation and Money Matters Monday. Here we go. Get that out the way. Alright, we'll just make room for these up here. and get on in this mystical shaman. Whew, yes. For some more teachable moments and insight pertaining to our soul's missions, our divine missions, and our finances, our money matters. We have 2 cards to come out. Creating an angel number 2538. Before we go into the cards, let's see what this is all about. 2538. As an angel number for this week. We're being guided to be proud of our victories, beloveds. Oh my goodness. We have the holy mountain and the mystical shaman. It's about to get deep, 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 deep. We're being guided to celebrate how far we have come already. And by taking time to do so, it's going to motivate us to go even farther. Our A-team is very least when we look back and enjoy the progress. Beloveds, this is symbolic, spiritually. We are going to know all the right moves to help us reach our destiny. We're just going to know pushing beyond limitations and limited beliefs and choosing to create happiness. And being able to rejoice as we find ourselves for a better future, going beyond expectations without being laser focused on expectations, as that is going to play an important role and help to motivate us to go on ahead, to do the dang thing, to face these impending changes. This is impending change. It's going to happen, regardless of how we participate in that mix. But we're also being guided to tend to our own gardens, but also be courageous. Tend to our own gardens and be courageous. Wow. Talk about the matching energies. Wow. It is that time. Not tomorrow. There is no tomorrow. There is only now. And now is the time. This moment has come for us to see that we are doing great work. We have all we need to find success in any and all endeavors. As it is with that number 8 knocking at the door. Success, beloveds. Success. Here's where we need to be more in detail of what type of success. Just know that there isn't any negative circumstances, consequences, or energy attached to this number. We're talking about success in covering our attention to finding the best feelings after we reach our goals, and to celebrate with people who are willing and able to also be able to ride this wave of change. We're doing great work on our soul destiny, beloveds. Great work. Wow. Let's get in a bit more into the numerology of this number. Ooh. So much. With the 2 representing balance, harmony, and partnerships, signifying diplomacy in our relationships, freedom, adventure, change, peace, cooperation, creativity, self-expression, and communication, abundance of success and material wealth, financial stability, and the ability to manifest our desires. A powerful energy that signifies partnerships, embracing change, expressing creativity, and achieving abundance. Whoa, that's a lot to wrap our heads around in 1 week, beloveds. But here it is. In terms of vocation in numerology for 2538, we're being encouraged to take practical steps moving ahead in achieving our financial objectives, involving focusing on continued improvement, learning new skills, as well as seeking opportunities for advancement, which means it's time to speak up in terms of requesting support, assistance, professional success that also contributes to the whole, and it's all part of your soul's journey, your mission. But also understand it's equally crucial to find fulfillment and satisfactory in our work. A harmonious balance between money and happiness, as money is indeed still very much so a part of this matrix, and we are still going to be guided to navigate different areas on our career journey as well. this journey of transformation and expansion that results in a collective growth as well. Yes. Emphasizing the importance of personal growth and self-expression. Exploring our unique abilities and interests even more, but in practical ways, in a steady and gradual manner. And by supporting one another's personal journeys, we deepen our bonds between our souls. Sacred unions that require balance, understanding, and unity consciousness. Leaning into unconditional love, even in our vocations, beloveds. I know some of you probably think that sounds corny, especially if you're working a matrixy type job. You know, some of these matrix jobs are the reason why certain things just simply get done that have become a common necessity. So, you know, we can't have robots and AI doing everything. And this is why this number also emphasizes strength and value of relationships and the need for that cooperation and harmony, both spiritually and materially. As this number is also associated with grace and God's goodness. Conveying a message of provision, guidance, and blessings in our relationships and material aspects of life as well. Trust in divine timing and remain faithful in our journeys. Overall well-being. Opening yourself up, I'm getting to something that you wouldn't necessarily be required to incorporate into your everyday experiences, your everyday life. But it is going to create personal growth, harmony, and abundance in all aspects of life. Our eternal reality is a reflection of our internal thoughts and beliefs. And it's time to allow some of the old to fall away. Unpack within. Allowing Source to be the navigator. This week is going to be impactful as you are going to you're going to know yourself, your true, your sword of truth. This is so phenomenal. This energy is so strong. I'm lit. I am so lit. I am so lit up at this time. And I mean lit with the inner works of our energy wheels. The fire is rising up the spine. The Holy Spirit fire, that is. Let's talk about the Holy Mountain. The invitation of the Holy Mountain is inviting us to go on a sacred pilgrimage to acquire vision and perspective. First, we must accept the present situation as an opportunity to discover higher understanding. Find a sacred altar where others who came before you have prayed and found wisdom, and make your offering there. Make a commitment to walk with courage, love, and compassion until you see with clarity the perfection of all. That polishing. And I'm going to read just a little tidbit of the medicine for the Holy Mountain. Do not let your doubts deter you and keep you bound. It's a time to leap over challenges and to remember that from the top of the mountain there are no obstacles, only beauty and an unobstructed view of the entire earth. And there's no need to go shopping for the right hiking boots or camping equipment to climb the Holy Mountain. You already have all the gear you need. So you know, I mentioned the stagnancy in the very beginning of this video, and the Holy Mountain is bringing you out of that stagnancy. Let's speak a bit more on the mystical shaman now. Number 38. Reminding us to be in the world and travel through it, but not to be defined by it or become too attached to the experience. The symbol of true alchemy, for all elements of life have a spiritual aspect and a material one. When we remember this, all manner of miracles and manifestations are possible. We're invited to consider the ability to live without attachment, to call to create and dream our life, to act on inspiration and divine impulse without fixating on a known story of success or achievement. This also coincides with me saying earlier about being willing to be courageous and face your fears and venture into the unknown, surrender to the unknown, and hand it all over to the Creator to be that co-navigator. Becoming a mystery to yourself. Who would you become if you stopped telling the tales that have defined you up until now? And now I'm hearing detach from the story. Just detach from the story. Yes, you do not have to live in a story that has roots in the past. No need to explain to anyone, not even yourself. To become a blank slate and allow the form of your dreams and desires to show up as it will. This is a sign of manifesting a life beyond your wildest dreams. Woo-wee! 5005 mirroring numbers and letting us know that the multiverse has our back. Let's take a look at 5005 as an angel number to draw this session to a close. Yes. Now we already know fives represent change and embracing it. Let's see what it means for the material relationships and aspects of this week first. Signifying a pivotal moment for transformation and opportunity in our vocations. Yes, encouraging us to embrace even some small changes and be open to new possibilities in our work life, suggesting that it's the perfect time to seek innovative paths and consider entrepreneurial adventures. And so this week, that is exactly what I'm going to do, including this spiritual path that I'm on and the spiritual work that I do. This is my vocation. This is it. And it's time that I take it more seriously and embrace it, because I am not going anywhere. We're overturning even the old views of material wealth on this planet with the concept of personal growth coming more naturally to any of us. Continuing to build strong work ethics. Yes, it's here. Because we are acquiring personal growth, which also affects our financial prowess. My goodness. My goodness. Some of you are even on the verge of manifesting the ideal, the apple to your eye when it comes to that financial prowess. The most near perfect business partnerships. Something is coming through. Beloveds. And the multiverse doesn't put all their eggs in one basket, so we're being guided to be in alignment with that concept and not be putting all of our eggs in one basket. Setting an optimistic stage, not just in our vocations, but in all other areas of our lives. We have a special relationship with the spiritual world, and it is helping us make sense of many things, while others are oblivious or in a constant state of confusion, or accusing others of being the ones creating confusion, when they literally sound like a broken record on a soapbox. And they are the ones who need this overturning of old views of idealism. But they also need those supportive connections. The ones that aren't continuously leading them back down a downward spiral of inadaptability. And all we can do for them is to continue to work on ourselves. No more than any other. All they could do for us is to continue to work on their selves and progress and self-mastery and adaptability. To realize freedom. To realize freedom. And you know, it really wouldn't hurt to be somebody else's sunshine, even for just a moment. Perhaps you could also point out a hidden attribute that they may not recognize within themselves, where they could apply themselves a bit more, where they can also find the love. Mm. $50.05 wants to teach us that we can communicate with our guides and also be more open to communication with others, because it's going to open doors that you may not have even ever thought possible. Either because you were unenlightened to asking questions, unaware of some of your own abilities, but somehow, some way, there is this encounter that's bringing out the best in others that also brings out the best in you. In all aspects of life. And that in and of itself may sound like a miracle. Let's close with one more card, and we're going to do a split. Right about here. And we have the Time Master. I'm already getting bringing more meaningfulness, like more meaningful communication and encounters and work. The Time Master. Time is the construct of the human mind through which life events are seen to flow in a straight line from past to future. This, however, is an illusion. Time moves in patterns, fractals, sometimes turning like a wheel and others moving straight as an arrow. Humans see time like a ticking clock, and this image reminds us that there is only so much of it to spend in life, like a kind of currency. At any given moment, You can see time in all its infinite potential, at once vast and all-encompassing, then shrunken and finite. It all depends on the perspective, and that is the essence of the Time Master. And it visits us asking a most important question. Will you break free from limited cause and effect thinking by moving beyond the linear illusion and welcoming the cyclic quality of time? You find yourself in a moment when the wheel of time turns and you're able to influence the past, thus changing the present and future simultaneously. This is the true test of the Time Master. We're being invited to take back our power, to let go of the past and choose to step into our lives. In this moment, we are all powerful. We are the Time Master, and anything is possible now. And that is the message. Thank you so very much for tuning in, beloved soul familia. And happy Monday. Brightest blessings.